Yo, boxing aficionados, what's up? What's going on? Hey, yo, check this out. I just wanted to make this short video, well, hopefully a short video, concerning the Jamal Charlo, Jaime Munguia situation, right? So, you know, basically, I believe that, you'd have to be really going through some mental acrobatics in order to come up with scenario where you can blame Charlo for this fight not getting made, right? So it's as simple as that. And I know that it's gonna sound kind of weird for those of you who know me as a PBC detractor, to say the least, but I have to be consistent, I believe there's a difference between being a critic, a critical thinker, a person who, nitpicks situations and things like that, and being a hater, and I honestly, I don't think of myself as a hater. The reason being, the reason being, the reason being that, haters will find different ways to justify and rationalize unwarranted criticism aimed against the object of their hatred. So, there's never ever going to be a situation where the object of their usual target of criticism is ever going to get the benefit of the doubt. That's what haters do. But that's not what I it's not in me to do that. And I pride in being consistent. I take pride in being consistent. And this situation between Jamal Charlo and Jaime Munguia, there's a clear A side. There's a clear A side. And it isn't Jaime Munguia, despite what anybody thinks. Jaime Munguia has been mandated to fight Charlo. Or is in a mandatory position of to fight Charlo. He's not the champion. Jaime Munguia is not moving up into Charlo's weight as a champion. Jaime Munguia's resume is not, wall to wall replete with milestones, to say the least. Saddam Ali, Gabe Rosado, that's all I see on his resume. And not too far long ago, people were saying that Hogan guy, he got beat by Hogan and got, was the benefactor of a favorable decision, was the beneficiary of a favorable decision going his way. So, there's no way that Jaime Munguia can warrant being the A side against Charlo. Charlo's the champion, and the difference, I'll put it to you this way. So when Pacquiao was still with Top Rank and on HBO, Top Rank sent Danny Garcia an offer, right? And Danny Garcia acted like he was too insulted by the offer. I think the offer was about $5 million for the fight or whatever. Danny Garcia was with PBC. They were fighting basically out of Showtime. And this was after the Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao fight. This was after Maypac. Anyway, Danny Garcia fixed his face to say that he needed $40 million for the fight, and that the fight had to be a co-production, co-promotion, co-broadcasted by Showtime and HBO. Like he was seeing himself as a Mayweather. We all know that he wasn't ever in Mayweather's stratosphere, right? He had an undefeated record. He was a good-looking kid, but that was about all he had, you know? But he fixed his face to do that, and I killed him for it. Rightfully so. It was a clear dug. Well, there's no difference in my eyes between that and what Jaime Munguia was happening right now with Jaime Munguia and CHARLO. And granted, CHARLO's not the star that Pacquiao was. I know that. But then again, Jaime Munguia is not the star that Pacquiao was either. So what are we saying? You understand? Jaime Munguia is a guy who has been, in my opinion, very well protected. They know his flaws. I don't believe they want to fight with CHARLO. I believe that they're saving him for the Triple G fight. That's what they've wanted from, for the last 3 years. As a matter of fact, Jaime Munguia's notoriety came to fruition after he was mentioned as a possible opponent for Triple G. Somehow, and then, very conveniently got that the possibility of that fight taking place rejected by the Nevada, boxing commission. I don't think that was a mistake. I don't think that was a happenstance. I don't think they ever wanted the Triple G fight at that point. I believe that I think that they always knew it was never going to happen, and that it was going to be turned down by the commission. But what they got out of that was brilliant, which was they got their name to go out there synonymous and be synonymous with Triple G. Got a synonymous relationship, a symbiotic relationship to Triple G. And they've been living off of that for the last 5 years. It's like if Jaime Munguia had fought Triple G. It's almost like he has him on his resume. The way the two are so interrelated, it's ridiculous. And Jaime Munguia is living off those bones. He's feeding off those bones. But he didn't want the CHARLO fight. I believe CHARLO would eat him alive, to tell you the truth. Jaime Munguia beat Gabriel Rosado, but he beat Gabriel Rosado after Gabriel Rosado was getting his ass kicked and then, knocked out the Uzbekistan fighter. I forgot his name. But doesn't take away from the fact that he was getting his ass kicked for 10, 11 rounds or something like that, almost 10 rounds. And then landed that punch that knocked the guy out. But he did that at 168. And Jaime Munguia then fought him at 160. Gabriel Rosado, who's prehistoric. Would you say he's in his prime? I wouldn't. Right? He's nowhere near his prime. And he was asked that man to come down to 160. So I see the games that are being played with Jaime Munguia, and I have no respect for that. So when CHARLO offers you a fight and you are the Mando to CHARLO's belt, take that fight. What you mean that the zone's got to get involved? Why the zone got to get involved? Why? For what? Who's Jaime Munguia? What you have to do, if you're Oscar De La Hoya, you really believe in your product, is you send him over to Showtime. Bring back that belt. Bring back that belt, and then we can make that fight between you and Triple G for unification that much bigger. Who knows? Triple G might not feel compelled to fight Canelo then, and will actually take the Jaime Munguia fight in a unification scenario. But they didn't do that. What they chose to do was string people along and then at the last minute say, well, it has to be, the zone has to be involved. It's bullshit. I call bullshit on that. And anybody that is trying to do cartwheels and acrobatics, figuring out ways to put the blame on CHARLO, you're just hating. You're just hating on the man. I'm no fan of Jamal CHARLO, but I'm no fan of hating either. You understand? Next Level Boxing Talk. I'm out.